Jess Piper on Twitter reposted this question: why did you stop going to church? Her answer: my pastor poked fun at a homeless man who visited our church asking for food. He told the man, we aren't running a food kitchen here. She said, made me want to flip a few tables. If you are a church and you're collecting tithes and offering every single week, sometimes a few times a week, what you could really be doing is actually volunteering and being a service to the actual community. When you're not, you're just sucking up resources like a colonizer. Joe said, when I found out they had a value based scoring system on all parishioners based on how much money you gave the church annually, that's when I knew it was just a business. A non hater says, when my mom was in hospice, all she wanted was the priest at her church, where she went every Sunday for 10 years to visit her and bless her before she passed on. He refused. That is cruel. That's cruel. Kara said, when they told me that non believers go to hell and got upset at me because I thought that was cruel. But they are cruel. When you're not like them, they put you in a box. It's not loving. It's not loving your neighbors. It's just cruelty. And it literally is a click that you have to pay for weekly. Here are some people that retweeted and posted their answer. Jade said, for a long time, I made excuses for why I didn't go. The church we tried wasn't diverse enough. Barely any churches are LGBTQ affirming, etc. Until I finally realized I was a grown adult who didn't need a reason to not attend something she hated since she was a child. Okay, so this one had me chuckling a little bit. Mira said, I realize God is an effing selfish hoe, bruv. He pretty, but damn. How he know God is pretty? And why God gotta be an effing selfish hoe? That was so random, y'all needed to see it. Kayla said many reasons. Got kicked out of youth group, was trying to be a leader, for moving in with my boyfriend. We're married now. Number two, religious misogyny is actually insane. And for people that act like misogyny isn't baked into the cake, it really is. Women are the worker bees. We go there. We are the ones that are holding up the church with tithes and offering the most. We're the ones doing the volunteering in the background, doing the cooking, doing the usher board for the most part, while the men get to be the leaders and get to take advantage of the tithes and offering and the all of the good things that come along with running the church because they are the peen havers. Meowers says, when I was struggling extremely hard as a child, and my main question was, how do we know that God is real and actually listening to us? And was told, that's something you need to find out for yourself. And I was slowly pushed out from every social circle. You're not allowed to have questions. You're just supposed to have blind faith and just believe and give your tithes and offering. You're not supposed to ask questions. So that's another thing. They just want mindless people. And when you start to read, this is one of the reasons why they have the intermediary, the preacher, giving you the topics versus you reading on your own, because then you start to understand that you don't have to be oppressed. You could literally just sit at home and read your own Bible if you wanted to. But certainly don't have questions. Don't think it's supposed to be diverse. Don't believe that you're supposed to love thy neighbor, especially if your neighbor doesn't believe exactly like you believe. Church is definitely a cruel place to be. Okay, we have a theory from a man. This is polymath. He says, my terrible theory, and yes, it is terrible, and he does understand that it's terrible. Cool. He says, my terrible theory is that the reason married men with kids do so well in business is because married men with kids understand how interpersonal dynamics work across gender gaps and power differentials. He says, this one is going to definitely get me in trouble. It's not going to get you in trouble. No one cares, but it's not about interpersonal dynamics. It really isn't. It's simply because married men have a woman at home, even when he doesn't particularly like that woman. And typically the woman in the home is carrying or shouldering the majority of the child care and household labor and admin. So you get to have that lifted up off your shoulders because she's doing it. This is one of the reasons why adult men who are not married struggle. And this is one of the reasons why divorced men start to crumble and start looking to remarry really quickly because they're used to having all of those services built into the home. This is another reason why they have so much energy to go out and cheat and do all kind of other stuff because they have a woman at home that's doing the heavy lifting. They just have to get up and go to work and then they can concentrate at work. So yes, polymath, you have a terrible theory. And most of the people that are retweeting with their own quotes agree that this is a terrible theory, and then they give a different theory. Kay but Spooky says, you're right. This is a terrible theory. It's because they have wives who cook their meals and pick up their dry cleaning and do everything else that enables the men to focus all of their mental energy on business. Wokey Devoid says, no, it's because married men with kids are seen as responsible by default, so they're given higher roles regardless of actual competence, while their wives are the ones who actually take care of everything within the household. Michelle says marriage benefits men simply because women still take on too much responsibility. And because of that, men are able to focus on their jobs and not have to worry about their kids and the household. F the patriarchy. Melissa says it's because they have spouses who handle childcare and household management. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Raven says, because these men don't know their own children's birthdays, but you expect me to believe that they are so psychologically advanced they don't need an HR department? Megan says, it's because they have wives that take care of everything else in their lives, so they don't have to actually think about anything but business, actually. E says, nah, they just hate their families, so they work more. And this is why they do push for return to office, so the men can go back and then they can poach for ideas and steal people's work and all that kind of stuff. Tom Power says, no, it's because all the CEOs are men with kids. They give each other preferential treatment. People like people who are similar to themselves. Rosie posted this screenshot of a Reddit post that I didn't get to. I first saw it here on the Twitter. This one says, my husband called me expired as a joke. She says, this morning we were having breakfast and I realized the jam that we were eating was expired. So I go, whoops, this jam expired in July. He looks at me and immediately goes, you expired in April. I'm like, what? And he goes, when you had a baby. I looked at him shocked. We joke around a lot, but never like this. I haven't gained any weight compared to pre-pregnancy and look pretty much like I did before. So it's not like a sensitive topic for me, but it still stung. I mean, you're calling the mother of your 6-year-old baby expired? He then added that it was a joke, but I still felt so hurt. This wasn't funny to me at all. Even if he didn't mean it, it's such a weird thing to say or joke about. Or maybe I'm just extra sensitive today because I had a rough night with the baby and I'm really tired. No, this is what they say. They say the truth and then they add a little chuckle to it when you look mad, so they can try to gaslight you and act like it was a joke. This is not a joke. This is the reason why a lot of these people do not deserve babies. They do not deserve women that live with them. They don't deserve wives. They deserve for you to leave them alone. They deserve the loneliness that they are getting. And many of them are getting that as women are walking away because women deserve better than to be the butt of jokes. And the road just traveled says women need to believe men when they tell them how much they hate them, especially the cowards who hide behind, it's just a joke. Happy Cinco says, it's just a joke. Translation. I meant what I said, but I'm too ashamed to be honest about it. See also gaslighting. Moira says, I agree. There's a lot of them out there that truly hate us. They only view us as a sex doll maid or a wife appliance that they can get rid of once it malfunctions or it doesn't serve its purpose or there's a new upgrade. Then they get rid of that wife appliance and get a new wife appliance. Jiggle Boss says, my new favorite quote is, men don't tell jokes. They tell the truth and then they see if you laugh. And with that, I am ending it. Y'all let me know how you feel about this. The patriarchy is reinforced by religion. That's one of the reasons why I walked away from religion. I saw how oppressive it was, how unnecessary it was. And once I walked away and saw that I was still thriving and living and happy, I decided I didn't need it personally. But it would be cool for you guys to weigh in. What do you think about all of this? Don't forget to like, comment, and share.